You have two systems in your brain right now, inside your skull. Not a metaphor, actual neuroscience. One system runs on dopamine. It craves noise, people, stimulation. The other runs on acetylcholine. It craves depth, silence, meaning. Both are wired into you. Both fire every single day. And right now, one of them is stronger than the other. So which one controls you? Keep watching. Because what scientists found next will rewire how you see yourself. You wake up. Your alarm keeps screaming. One voice speaks first, get up. Big day, talk, connect, win. Another voice pushes back immediately. Wait, too much energy required. Stay, rest, recover. You sit up slowly, your head already feels heavy, like two programs loading simultaneously. Harvard researchers scanned real human brains. They found something nobody expected. Introverts have thicker gray matter in their prefrontal cortex. The decision and depth zone. Thicker means slower but richer. More neural pathways firing deeper. Extroverts have thinner gray matter. Same region, completely opposite result. Thinner means faster and bolder. Decisions land before doubt arrives. Neither system is smarter. They are differently wired, completely, literally, biologically, and you are living proof. You grab your phone, 30 notifications waiting. One side gets excited immediately, reply fast, stay visible, build connections. The other side pulls back hard. Wait, think before you respond. Every word matters. You scroll and freeze. Your finger stops mid-screen. Cornell University studied this in 2013. They gave subjects a dopamine boost. Extrovert brains lit up immediately. They linked their environment to reward. Every face became a dopamine trigger. Every message became an opportunity. But introvert brains responded differently. Same dopamine boost. No environmental conditioning. No external reward link activated. Because introverts receive reward internally, not from outside, from within. This is not antisocial behavior. This is neuroscience. Your wiring is not broken. It is running different software. You step outside your room, family talking in the kitchen, normal conversation, normal noise. One side pushes you forward. Join them, be present, be loud. The other side slows you at the door. Wait, listen first. Observe. University of Iowa ran PET scans. They mapped living human brains in real time. Introvert brains showed higher activity at rest, in the frontal lobes, planning, memory, problem-solving zones, even doing absolutely nothing, even sitting completely still. Extrovert brains activated differently. Temporal lobes lit up, sensory input regions, external zones, faces, sounds, motion. Every external trigger became fuel. So right now in that kitchen, one side sees energy in every face. Every laugh is a dopamine hit. But the other side sees something else. The tension behind each smile. The exhaustion in someone's voice. The unspoken meaning in the room. Both systems operating simultaneously. One sees the surface. One sees beneath it. You walk in and say something. It comes out too fast, too slow, too forced. You stop mid-sentence. Silence falls. Awkward silence. One voice blames you immediately. You messed it up. The other defends you quietly. They should understand. You excuse yourself and walk away. Heart racing, hands slightly shaking. This is Eysenck's arousal threshold theory. Introverts operate at higher baseline arousal. Their nervous system already running hot. Any extra stimulation tips them over. This is why crowded rooms feel unbearable. Why loud music feels physically painful. Why 3 hours of socializing feels like 3 days of work. Your system is not weak. It is already at maximum capacity. More input is not stimulation. More input is overflow. You go back to your room. You close the door. Silence finally. One side starts to breathe again. But the other is still furious. Still firing, still craving. Still demanding more input. Research shows introverts deplete 3 times faster in high stimulation environments. 3 times, not a little more. 3 times faster. And recovery takes significantly longer. Not 30 minutes, sometimes 48 hours. But here's what nobody mentions. Extroverts have their own version, Force that side into complete isolation. No people, no noise, no triggers. The dopamine reward system goes cold, motivation drops, mood crashes, energy disappears completely. COVID research confirmed this. Extroverts reported higher depression rates during social lockdown periods, more than introverts did. Both systems are equally fragile. Neither survives without its fuel source. And right now, one of your systems is being quietly starved. You push yourself harder the next day. Act louder, act faster, more social. Something strange starts happening. Your thinking slows. Your awareness drops. You say yes when you mean no. You agree with things you never believed. Your brain is suppressing itself, not from tiredness, from protection. Eysenck called this threshold breach. When an introvert crosses their limit, the brain shuts down higher functions. Decision-making goes offline. Self-awareness goes dark. Empathy response drops to near zero. One side took the wheel, and that side does not think deeply. It just reacts, responds, adapts, performs. But the performance is hollow, because the deeper side is not there. And without depth, you feel like a stranger walking around inside your own life. Here is the part that changes everything. Carl Jung said it in 1921. There is no pure introvert, no pure extrovert. Everyone sits on a spectrum. Researchers estimate 40% of all people fall somewhere in the middle. They are ambiverts. Using both systems, depending on the context, depending on the day. But here is what makes this dangerous. Most ambiverts do not know it, because one system always runs louder. The louder system becomes the identity. The quieter one gets buried. And buried does not mean gone. It means building pressure, like water behind a dam. You keep acting like one system exists, you keep suppressing the other, and eventually the dam cracks. Neuroscience found something that shocked researchers. Around 70% of gifted individuals test as introverts. 70%? Einstein was an introvert. His teachers called him slow. He said he stayed with problems longer. That is the acetylcholine pathway. Deep processing, extended focus, delayed reward, not a quirk. Biological wiring. But extroverts dominate first impressions. They dominate leadership perceptions. They dominate interviews, pitches, rooms. The world is built for that side. Susan Cain called this the extrovert ideal. Society assumes loud equals competent, quiet equals uncertain, but research proved that assumption wrong. One study showed extroverts conform to wrong answers under social pressure. They match the room, they avoid the friction. But introverts hold their position, even when the room disagrees, even when the cost is social rejection. Because their decision came from internal processing, not from external approval. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. Who do you want making the hard calls? Nobody warns you about this part. You can exhaust both systems at once. Introvert forced to perform all day, then alone at night. But the frontal lobe will not stop, still processing every conversation, still replaying every word spoken, every expression you noticed, every awkward silence you caused. You are physically alone, but mentally still performing. The deeper side is drained completely. But the brain will not let it rest. Because overthinking is not rest. Overthinking is running on fumes, and extroverts hit their own wall. 3 days of complete isolation, no faces, no voices, no motion. The reward system begins deteriorating. Motivation disappears first, then mood, then the ability to start anything. Both systems have a breaking point. Neither was designed to run alone forever. If you have been feeling exhausted and restless at the same time, you are not losing your mind. You are running on empty in two directions simultaneously. The most successful people in every study are not the most extroverted, not the most introverted. They are the most integrated. Integration means you understand the system. You know when the fast side needs to drive. Job interview, first impression, team meeting. You activate the dopamine pathway intentionally. You step into the noise. You use the stimulation as fuel, and you know when the deep side must lead. Big decision, creative work, Real problem, you activate the acetylcholine pathway. You go quiet, deliberately. You remove the stimulation, you let the depth take over. Your introvert side is not your weakness. Your extrovert side is not your armor. They are two halves of one system. The most advanced biological machine ever built. Your brain. Stop forcing yourself to be one thing. Start learning to use both. Because the people who figured this out do not just survive the world, they quietly build it. If your brain just recognized itself in this video, then subscribe right now because next, Nero reveals what your brain is secretly hiding from you even while you sleep.